Hi, I'm Robby Bobby, grateful member of ACA. The topic of this video is unconscious contact, specifically improving our unconscious contact with our higher power as a way to expand Step 11 into parts of the mind that need it the most. Step 11. We sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with our higher power, praying only for knowledge of its will for us and the power to carry it out. Improving conscious contact with a higher power is obviously a good thing to do. The purpose of this step is to not only keep me in recovery, but to expand my recovery as well, in ways that only my higher power can do. However, as an ACA, I see one limitation to this step as it's worded, and that is it ignores the unconscious or subconscious parts of the mind. And what resides in my unconscious mind? My inner child, my inner teen, the critical inner parent, all 14 traits, as well as childhood trauma in the form of stored or repressed grief, shame, anger, and fear. In other words, all of the parts that need to heal, all of the parts that make my life unmanageable, exist in and operate out of the unconscious mind. And while conscious contact is good, the conscious mind does not exert any control over the unconscious mind. However, the unconscious mind, with all of its traits and traumas, can easily hijack the conscious mind. In ACA, we call this a takeover. Therefore, during prayer and meditation, doesn't it make sense to try to improve your unconscious as well as conscious contact with God or higher power? It doesn't cost anything, and you're going through the motions anyway. Just imagine HP entering your unconscious mind and healing your childhood wounds. Pray for this in addition to praying for guidance. It's easy. You can also include your inner child in the process, so that it's not just you praying and meditating, but the inner child as well. When Tony A. introduced his steps in 1991, he mentioned the ancient shaman of Hawaii called the Kahuna. These shaman or medicine men believed that while prayer was initiated by our conscious mind, that only the subconscious mind possessed the ability to communicate the prayer to our higher self, which then communicated the prayer to God. So there was a chain of command, as it were, and each stage could put the kibosh on the prayer, which meant that it better be agreeable with both your lower and higher self for it to be passed along. The bottom line here is that the subconscious was considered a necessary and respected part of the prayer process. And Tony A. made a point of mentioning this in what he called the most important talk of his life. Therefore, I do believe that Tony A. would approve of this change if he were alive today. Of course, I don't need the fellowship to formally make a change for me to practice it, and I do plan to practice it. The Kahuna Step 11. We sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious and unconscious contact with our higher power, praying only for knowledge of its will for us and the power to carry it out. The purpose of this video is to provide you with food for thought. I hope it did that. I'm Robby Bobby. Thank you for listening, and as always, keep coming back. Also, in the description below, I will put a link to Tony A. introducing his new steps where he mentions the Kahuna. I'll also put the titles of 2 books written about the Kahuna, which provides much more detail than what Tony A. could during his talk about the steps.